Hey, today I'm going to be going over Maschino's website and showing you how to make changes to most of the site's content. To begin with the changes on your site, you'll have to go to your URL and then afterward type wp-admin, and then if you hit enter, it'll bring you to a login page, and if you log in there, it'll bring you to your dashboard. Your dashboard looks something like this. Your dashboard itself doesn't really have any sort of relevant information for you, but the sidebar here on the left is going to be where all of the content on your website is housed. So we're going to be going over that today, and I'll be showing you every tab that has any sort of relevant information that you'll need to know. First thing down on the sidebar on the left here is updates. If you click that, it'll bring you to your updates page. There may or may not be a number here, just depending on if your website has any updates that it needs to plugins or themes. We house your website and we update all the plugins and all the themes regularly, as long as they are compatible with your version of WordPress and that sort of thing. So you don't ever have to worry about that. I've left a few here unupdated just so I could show you how to do it in case you ever were interested in updating your plugins, because sometimes there will be updates because we do it like once every couple days or so. To do it, you just select all or select the specific plugin that you want, and then just click Update Plugins. It may take a minute to load and update them, but it'll bring you here, and as they update, it'll show you how they're doing. See, all the ones that have the little green bar, they were successful, and then all the ones with the red bar were unsuccessful, and that can happen for any number of reasons. They're either not compatible, the package isn't available, or things like that. You never have to worry about that though, because we will make sure that those are updated and working fine with your website. Next thing down on the sidebar that you need to know about is media. As you could probably guess, media is where all of the photos, PDFs, videos, etc. is housed on your website. You can organize the media by clicking this for a list view or this for a grid view. Sometimes one is better than the other if you're just like looking for things or looking for an overview of items. And all your PDFs will show up and look like this. If you're looking for a specific item, you can search here for anything. If you're looking for a media item that was uploaded on a certain date, you can organize it like that. You can organize it by type of media item. You can also add new media by clicking Add New, and then either dragging or dropping into the dotted area or selecting a file here. A lot of the time you'll be uploading the media files either directly to the pages that you're editing or things like that, and I'll show you how to do that later. Next thing on the sidebar to look at is forms. And here we have two forms currently on your website. I'll take a look at Contact Us. And so forms are pretty easy. They look a little bit scary at first. To add new fields to your forms, you just pick a field from any of these number of fields over here. Let's say this is your contact form and you also want to add like a company name or something like that. Just drag and drop the field, it'll load it. Right now it just says Untitled. Let's say you put company because that's what you want to know from whoever's filling out the field. To get it to look like all the other fields, you have the field label here. We go to Appearance and then type in company here for the placeholder. That way it looks the same as these. And then field label visibility, turn that to hidden, and then that looks the same there. And then for field size, go to large. And if you do that, then it should look about the same as these other fields. If you want to make it required, you can do that by clicking the required box here, which is under the General tab. And to clarify, to open and close these fields, you just click the little arrow here. If you ever want to delete a field, just hit X. And make sure you click Update if you ever want to save the changes that you make to a form. I'm going to delete that field because we don't want to keep it. And those are the basic things that you can change about them. If you ever have any more advanced changes or anything more in depth you want to do, just let us know, because we can totally help you out with that. Next thing down on the sidebar is pages. And pages are going to be essentially just like the way that your entire site is organized. These are going to be all the pages on your site. We'll take a look at the home page, just because it's easy. So I have your home page open in another tab as well. So if I click that and come over here, that's because it's open in another tab currently. Cool. So to make changes to your home page, it's pretty simple. It works essentially the same way as Microsoft Word or any sort of word editing document would, within these little text editor squares. And so this first one here is your slider. The slider doesn't show up on the back end of the website, but this here represents that, and so that's going to be this large slider area. Then if you go down, the first thing you see is fireplaces, and that is going to be the first thing here. And so if you ever want to make changes to the words in here, you can simply just come in and type them out. And then if you ever want to make sure that that looks all right on the front end of your website, you can scroll up and then click Preview Changes. It'll open up a new tab for you. And then we can scroll down and hello, new words. And so this isn't on your live site because I clicked Preview, but if you come back and hit Update, it will be on your live site. That's just an easy way to make sure things look all right before you commit to changes. Similar to like Microsoft Word, you have a bunch of options up here like bold, italic, bulleted list. You can change the alignment of all these words. You can add links. Let me show you how to do that. So a link will be applied to whatever you have highlighted. So if I highlight those words, click the link, it'll say paste the URL or type to search. So if you wanted this to be linked to google.com, you just type in google.com, and then you'd hit apply, and then there's a link on it now. If you want it to open in a new tab, click link options, and then click open link in new tab, and then click update. And then let's scroll up and preview that. And you'll see here, hello new words. Click on it, opens up Google in a new tab. Let's say you wanted to create a button like this, learn more here. Typically you'll want a button to be completely on a new line, so hit enter. You'll want it to be linked like this is to Google or whatever you want. Then over here on the formats menu, make sure you have whatever you want the button to be highlighted. Click down and then click button, and it looks exactly the same, but if you click preview changes, then you will see that it didn't take. For a button, you will sorry about that. Let me if you need to make a button, just let us know and we can totally help you with that, because it's currently not working the way that that's intended, but I'm sure we'll fix that for you. Next thing you need to know essentially is just how to add media. And so if you click that button here, add media, you can add either PDF links, videos, or photos into the page. So just choose a photo you want to add. For example, if you wanted to add this here, click insert into page, and there it is. If you click on the image and click edit, you can change the alignment as well as the size. So if you wanted it to be centered and large, do that. Click Update, and then it is centered and large. And you can hit Preview Changes to see that. Which it'll probably look terrible where it is right now, but yeah. It's just a preview of the content. And so your site has something unique to it as well. We have these cool overlapping sections that fade into each other really nicely. If you want to create more of those, for example, let's do that. Let me remove that image real quick. Let's scroll down. Let's add a new page section. So if you just add a new page section and type let's do this just to give it some contents, and then if you click preview, if you just do a plain page section, it'll show up not like this. It'll just show up as plain words, which is useful, and it's probably something you will also need to know. If you want it to look like one of those cool overlapping sections, though, you'll need to go to background, choose a background image for whatever you want the large image to the side of it to be. So let's say you want the image to the side to be this. You'll want to choose a background color. You can get the background color that we're using currently by clicking on any of these, clicking background color, and then you can copy this with Command C or by right-clicking and copying, and then you can paste it here. Or you can just choose whatever color you want using this color selector here. And then you'll want to go to animation. Element to animate is the content. And then for spacing, you'll want to click overlapping section. And then if you preview that, that should all appear as intended. Here it is. And of course the content is terrible, but that's essentially how you do that. And they will automatically go to the left or the right just depending on where it is. We have it set up to alternate currently. Yeah, and let's see, what else would you need to know in here? Those are all the basics of how to make changes to pages and page sections. If you ever have any more questions, one more thing you might need to know is if you ever want to add a form, you just click Add Form and then select a form. You can select here, and we usually hide the form title, hide the form description, and enable Ajax, and then insert the form. And it will pop up that short code there is what that's called. Any sort of thing in between the two squared brackets is usually called a short code. And then you can add forms that way. You can preview it like this, but make sure, of course, if you're going to be done and you want it to save, click Update. And if you have any more questions about how to change page content, just let us know. Next thing down on the sidebar is staff members. This is, of course, going to be all of your staff that is located here under Meet Maschinos. Right here. They're all listed out right here. If you ever want to edit any of the content, click on one of the names. To change a name, you'll need to make sure you change it both here and here. If you want to change the title, you can change it here, and then you can change the bio by typing in here. And then you can reset the featured image or change it here. The featured image will, of course, just be the image here on the left that shows up. And then if you just click Add New, it's easy enough to add a new staff member, add their title, add their name here, their position here, and then their bio and featured image. And then if you just publish it, it'll show up here at the bottom, most likely. If you ever want to reorder them, just click the reorder button here, and then you can just drag and drop them in whatever order you want, and then click Update. If for some reason you want to remove a staff member, you can click Trash, or if you just want to remove it temporarily, you can click Quick Edit, and then change it to a draft, and then click Update. That way it won't actually delete it, it'll just make it not appear on the front end of the website. Next thing down is Testimonials. These are the testimonials on your website. You can change them by clicking into them, change what title you want to appear here, and then change the content here. And then if there's a video that goes along with it, you can embed it here. So a lot of the time you're going to be getting these from YouTube. So for example, let me just open this one up. On YouTube, if you have this open here and you want to embed this, click Share, and click Embed, and then copy this here, this iframe, or you can click Copy here, go back here, and then you'll want to click on the text side, and then you want to paste it, and then it will appear like this. And that's how you get the video embed from YouTube, and then how you add it as well. Then whenever you do all that, click Update, and then it will be added to the testimonial rotator for you, as well as the testimonial page. Next thing down on the sidebar is Appearance Widgets. Widgets is everything, or are everything at the top and bottom of your website. So the header, which is your logo, your menu, and then your before header is going to be everything on this red bar. And then your footer is going to be everything down here, your social links, all that sort of thing. You can change your logo here, where this image is, under header right. You can choose the image here. This is where your menu is. If you go to your footer, we have your logo again, as well as your phone number and address. If those ever change, this is where you edit them. And then here as well are your social media links. If these ever change, you can click on them and change the links here. If you ever want to add one, be sure to let us know, and we can totally help you out with that. Next thing over here is Appearance Menus. If you ever want to add a new page to your menu, you can search for it here using any of these options. And then you would click on the page you want to add, and then click Add to Menu. And then it is in the menu, and then that, if you hit Save Menu, it'll appear up here. If you ever want to delete an item, click the down arrow, and then click Remove. Next thing down on the left sidebar is going to be Slider Revolution. Currently we have sliders set up on your home page as well as the tops of all of your inside pages. So for example, let's look at your home page. This is your home page slider. Every, I believe, 6 seconds it will change whatever photo is up there, but then this Maschino's experience part will stay the same. And so if you hover over slides, you'll see these are all the images that are on the slider. If you ever want to add a new one, you can click Add Slide, Blank Slide, and then it'll create a new blank slide. And then here, Source, Type, you can click Image, and then choose one from your media library. So if you want this to be a slide, click Insert, and then you have a new slide here. For the slides, you can always just drag and drop them into whatever order you want. So let's say you want this to be the first slide, you could drag it here. It'll be the first slide on your slider. And then you click Save once you want to save it, or Preview if you want to preview it first. To change the words on the static layer or global layer, you click on Global Layer, and then you'll be able to see this. And it's a global layer because it appears on every single slide no matter what. You can change the words just by typing into this box, and then you can click Save or Preview, but it gives you a pretty good preview here as well, so I usually don't need to preview it. If you want to make any more advanced changes or add more content to it, be sure to let us know and we can totally help you out with that. Currently all of your slides are set up really similarly to where they have this static or global layer. The little down arrow scrolls you down to the content, and then they have slides that change every 6 to 9 seconds or so. So if you ever want to add slides to any other slider, it's essentially the same process. You just click on whichever one you want, like this fireplace one, I know a couple of your sliders only have one slide currently, so that could be something you want to do. Yeah, like this one. You just click blank slide, and once again, change it to image, and then click media library and choose it, or upload a file here. And that is, that's all the basics for how to make changes to your website. Of course, there's a ton more stuff that you could do that's either more advanced or more complicated, or just things that aren't really used that commonly. So if you ever come up with any questions or changes to your website that you want to make and you can't quite figure it out, be sure to just let us know and we can totally help you out. But in the meantime, we look forward to seeing your site grow and seeing how much business you generate from this.